Hello, back again on the Top Recap channel. This time I will tell a movie's entitled Close Range. Let's get straight into the storyline. In Sonora, Mexico, a man named Colton mshorror, once a military officer, finds himself running from a dark past. One fateful day, he infiltrates the stronghold of a notorious drug cartel. His mission is to rescue his niece, Haley, who has been kidnapped by the cartel's ruthless leader, Fernando El Jefe Garcia. Fernando's nephew, Victor, is his right-hand man and oversees operations.
Same as you, asshole.
Despite being heavily outnumbered, Colton's resolve never wavers. He fights through Victor's men with unwavering determination, inching closer to his goal. When he finally confronts Victor, Colton demands to know Haley's whereabouts, showing Victor a picture of her. Victor tries to hold out, but Colton's persistence pays off, and Victor reveals where Haley is hidden. After seizing the man's key and a flash drive, Colton finds Haley, only to get into another scuffle. He overpowers Victor and his men once again.
Safe now, all right? I'm gonna need you to keep your eyes closed.
As he and Haley escape, he advises her to speak with her stepfather, Walt Reynolds, for more information. Colton leads them through the perilous journey ahead, committed to protecting her despite the dangers. Meanwhile, Garcia and Cruz arrive at the cartel's base to assess the situation and learn why Victor was killed. One of Victor's men reveals that Victor took Haley because he believed Walt had stolen drugs from him. Even after Walt returned the drugs, Victor refused to release Haley. This revelation infuriates Garcia, who orders his men to deal with Victor's remaining loyalists. He is particularly enraged that they abandoned Victor and Haley when Colton attacked. Haley and Colton finally return home safely. Angela, Haley's mother, is overjoyed and relieved to see her daughter alive, expressing deep gratitude to Colton. Meanwhile, Garcia contacts Sheriff Jasper, a corrupt top under his control. Garcia instructs Jasper to arrest Walt and Colton, providing a picture of Colton taken by security cameras. Jasper immediately recognizes Colton as a soldier who went missing long ago. Back at home, Angela and Haley hurriedly pack their belongings, preparing to leave town. A furious Walt confronts Angela for involving Colton in their affairs. He insists that Angela and Haley accompany him, but Colton disagrees, arguing that it's too risky. The two men clash. Colton cannot trust Walt. Angela defends herself, explaining that she married Walt to protect their land and pay off debts left by Haley's father. As tensions rise, Colton notices a police car approaching in the distance, adding to the mounting pressure. Angela approaches Colton and whispers for him to hide in the shadows of the house, while she confronts Jasper. With a nod, Colton agrees and conceals himself inside. As expected, Jasper and his tough-looking officers arrive, their intimidating presence scaring everyone.
Well, Walt?
They move quickly, grabbing Walt and accusing him of causing trouble for Victor and his crew, a serious accusation that shakes everyone. Jasper stares intensely at Angela, making it clear he's not playing around. He interrogates her, demanding to know where Colton is. His voice is firm and urgent. Despite the pressure, Angela stands her ground, pretending to know nothing. Their careful facade crumbles when Walt, acting as a weak snitch, reveals Colton's hiding spot. Angela felt a wave of panic wash over her. Jasper wastes no time and orders his men to find Colton.
Wyatt, Logan, go in there and drag his ass out.
They storm the house, armed and determined, unaware of what awaits them. Using his skills and agility, Colton swiftly disables them before they can react. As he leaves, Angela acts quickly and jumps on Jasper's back, saving Colton from being shot. Attempting to drive away, Colton is pursued by Jasper's men, while Jasper restrains Angela to prevent her from helping. The chase becomes intense. Colton speeds away, heart racing with adrenaline and fear. For a while, he stays ahead, racing through winding roads and empty streets. Eventually, Jasper's men close in. They aim for one of the tires, successfully shooting it and causing a loud hiss as air rushes out. The car halts and then gets clobbered by the police vehicle. The cops approach to kill Colton but find the car empty. He's already making a run for it in the distance. Simultaneously, things escalate further when Garcia and his group arrive with 3 carloads of men. Garcia was informed of the situation and was disappointed with the sheriff.
Vete con Cruz.
His men join the search. Walt, still the weak rat, tells Garcia this has nothing to do with him. Garcia listens, but demands the flash drive that Colton stole. Walt has no idea what he's talking about, and gets a bullet to the head. While Colton has completely lost his pursuers, Haley is introduced to Garcia. She cries in fear of losing her life, but Garcia reassures her. She won't be hurt, unless he doesn't get his drive back. Haley confesses she's seen it, but doesn't know where it is.
Where it is?
No.
Garcia then sends the 2 women back inside the house, while his men search for Colton. Garcia's men soon discover that both Colton's car and the police car are abandoned. They know Colton must be near. Colton jumps the first officer he sees, stealing his gun and holding him at gunpoint, only to be held at gunpoint himself by another officer.
Drop it!
He lowers his weapon, but before anything can happen, Garcia's men shoot and kill the cop, triggering a full-blown gunfight. Garcia tells Cruz that Colton has the drive, and they need it.
No. Kill him.
With the cops now siding with Colton, the firefight escalates. Cruz demands the flash drive from Colton, but Colton refuses to give it up. The other officer then stupidly moves out of cover, which results in the loss of his life. Seeing his chance, Colton comes from around and kills one of the 2 assailants after him. Cruz hears the shot and comes running, only to be ambushed by Colton. The duo gets into an intense struggle, with the upper hand going back and forth, reflexes like lightning and combos being thrown by both adversaries. Colton almost manages to stab Cruz until he tosses the knife away. Finally, after fatigue sets in, Colton lands some awesome shots, one after the other, eventually putting his attacker on the ground and killing him. He immediately goes to leave, but not before picking up Cruz's weapon. Meanwhile, Garcia sends 2 more men to kill Colton and find Cruz. Suddenly, Jasper reveals that he knows Colton. He had once saved his life when Jasper accidentally drove his car into a pond. Colton is a highly decorated soldier who ended up in prison due to conflicts with corrupt higher-ups. Now, on the run, Colton is still wanted by the authorities, but Angela insists that her brother is a hero. Jasper is confident that Colton will eventually show up to rescue Angela and Haley, which reassures Garcia about finding the drive. Meanwhile, in the middle of a field, Garcia's men spot Colton and attempt to run him over, but miss. They come back for round 2 and fire at him. Colton returns fire and kills the gunman while literally jumping on the car and over it. Problematically, his gun jams, and he is forced to run and pull off another awesome stunt, jumping onto the hood. Fixing his gun, he shoots the man, then breaks the windshield, demanding answers. Delving into the secrets stored on the flash drive, Colton discovers a network of corruption ranging from stash houses to bank details and everything in between. He proceeds to kill the man. In the meantime, Jasper tries to contact his troops, but they do not respond. Garcia approaches Jasper and tells him, "Soldiers die sometimes." Jasper's loyalty wavers as his conscience weighs heavily on him. He declares his intention to leave, saying he's done enough. But Garcia responds by asking how Jasper's kids have been. Nonetheless, Jasper keeps silent, reaches his vehicle, and takes off. While this happens, Colton arrives around Angela's house, being extremely careful and silent while killing the guards. Garcia quickly spots a corpse from his window and forces the two women outside, holding them at gunpoint and calling Colton's name.
If you don't come out, I will kill your niece, like you killed my nephew.
He waits, and finally sees Colton surrendering himself with multiple guns trained on him. Garcia asks where the flash drive is. Colton doesn't answer but demands his sister and niece be released. Garcia refuses to negotiate and wants Colton searched. But as one of the men gets close, Colton decides violence is the only route. He quickly takes the man out, along with the one holding his family hostage. Smartly enough, he provides himself with cover fire to jump into the house. As Garcia's whole crew shoots at the house, Colton responds with his own fire, closes the door, and blocks it off.
Thanks for coming back.
Don't thank me yet.
Angela decides to grab her own gun and announces that Walt was killed. Colton then uses the window as cover to hold down Garcia's men. Angela likes the idea and does the same. Bullets fly both ways, but no one actually gets shot. Haley screams in fear of losing her life. Garcia orders two of his men to flank Colton from the back, deciding they can't burn the house, since they don't know where the drive is. Colton spots his assailants sneaking up and gets into a firefight. He manages to force them back long enough to shut the door and block it. He immediately gets the women upstairs and fires at the enemy vehicle. Haley grabs the phone, and Angela tells her the cops already know what's happening, but they're not coming. Colton simultaneously runs out of ammo and is forced to use his pistol. Shots are still traded until the men invade the house, and Garcia stops firing. While this happens, Haley calls the police, hoping for backup. With two gunmen now inside the house, Colton expertly kills the first man while the second hides behind cover. Meanwhile, the sheriff speaks to his kids and apologizes for missing their game. He then gets a call from dispatch. He needs to head to Haley and Angela's house. The second intruder walks through the house when Colton attacks. He fires multiple shots upstairs, hitting Angela's arm. Colton then gets into hand-to-hand combat, eats a few nasty blows, and returns the favor, knocking out the attacker. As Angela's wound is tended to, Garcia calls out to his men, but there is no reply. He tells the remaining troops to storm the house. Two go from the front, two from the back. Colton holds the men off. As the front door is opened, he quickly pushes them outside and shoots at them to make his way upstairs. Shots are fired on both sides, and Colton realizes it's now 5 versus 1.
Ellos están entrapados arriba.
Garcia approaches the house as Angela confesses it's all her fault. She just wanted a better life for Haley. As one of the men silently walks up the stairs, Colton kills him with ease. Meanwhile, the sheriff grabs his bulletproof vest. Garcia screams that he only wants the drive, but Colton refuses.
Fuck you!
He then tells the women to leave through the window. They comply. The sheriff arrives with his gun ready. Before leaving, Angela thanked her brother. Haley gets off the roof, just as Garcia's men shoot from the ground in an attempt to hit Colton. They retreat. Angela climbs out the window and links up with Haley. The sheriff sees two of Garcia's men walking upstairs. Colton closes the door and listens in silence. Garcia spots the women and goes after them. They make their way into the garage and try to start up a bike. Colton shoots through the bedroom door and injures one man. Running out of ammo, he's forced into close quarters. He kills an assailant to use as a shield. While both men shoot through a wall at each other in this, Colton again gets into physical contact. While shots are fired, Garcia holds the two women at gunpoint. As one of Garcia's men recovers, he hears a commotion downstairs, and quickly joins the fight. He stabs Colton, but Colton still manages to kick him away. Just as Garcia goes to kill Haley, Jasper shoots Garcia and kills him on the spot. Inside the house, Colton uses all his skill and combat awareness to take on both adversaries. He easily manages to kill one while staring down the other, and ends his life just the same. Just then, Jasper tells the girls to cuff themselves, only for Colton to appear and shoot him. The bullet is absorbed by Jasper's vest. Nonetheless, Jasper is held at gunpoint, awaiting death. But Colton gives him a choice. His gun is on the ground, and he waits to see Jasper's response. Jasper hears his son's voice saying, "I love you." Not wanting to taint his name for the sake of his kids, Jasper reaches for the gun and is shot in the head. Both girls hug Colton as the treacherous ordeal finally ends. Colton hands the drive over to Angela. As state police arrive, Haley tells her uncle not to be such a stranger anymore. He promises to return soon and takes off before the cops can arrive on the scene.